Helldivers 2 has just announced the new Warbond, which is coming next week, June 13th, which is exactly 1 week from the time of this recording, and this one is looking like a banger. We're looking at the beginning of being able to finally customize our mechs, the beginning of melee playing a role in Helldivers 2, and much more. Today we're going to break down everything surrounding this big Warbond and update coming next week, as well as the blog post on it, including the new weapons, boosters, armor passives, buffs, new maps, and so on. The first thing that caught my eye in the trailer is the obvious change of biome. This seems like a jungle type planet with lots of swamps, which is something we don't have as of yet, so I'd expect it to be released alongside some new planets coming with this update or shortly after. The trailer right away displays the ability to be able to customize things like the Pelican 1, our drop pod, as well as the mechs. The Helldivers 2 also went ahead and shared this picture with us, giving us an overlook of what to expect on the new vehicle customization tab, which as of right now just seems like a simple skin changing tab, but I for one am excited to see what's to come in the future for customizations. In their Twitter post, they stated, "The Viper Commandos Warbond adds our first step in customization." Emphasis on first step there. So they're starting off with these patterns, which is a different words for skins, but let's see how far they take this. I'd imagine things like the shuttle customization will probably only apply to the host of the game, as we of course only get one extraction shuttle, so it's a pretty safe bet there. Also, just like most previous Warbonds, we'll be getting new armor sets and victory poses, and the trailer briefly shows the ability to be able to customize our Helldiver skin colors. And what some people may have not noticed is that the Helldivers in the video both had different tattoos to their bodies apart from their skin color. So it seems like they're starting to take a bit of a focus on that customization as well, and I'm personally interested to see how far they'll take the Helldivers customization, which is definitely something we didn't expect. However, I should mention maybe these tattoos are bound to the armor set rather than being able to customize ourselves the tattoos, but we'll have to see. We're also, as always, going to be getting some new capes, and then of course we get to the big part of the Warbond, in my opinion, the weapons. The primary assault rifle they'll be releasing is called the AR-23A Liberator Carbine, and according to their blog post, this one has a modified shortened form factor that handles differently from the true classic, with a bit higher recoil but faster handling that feels perfect for spraying and praying up close. And honestly, I'm quite excited about that. It kind of reminds me of maybe like an AK-47, you know, with the high recoil, well, hopefully good damage as well, but faster handling. And yeah, overall, I'm really excited to try it out. They're also going to be adding the game's first secondary shotgun, the SG-22 Bushwhacker, which is a 3-shot shotgun that personally I'm quite excited about. It looks like it'll be a great tool to get rid of those hunters jumping on our face when we run out of ammo. And by the looks of it, it looks like it should be able to one-shot them at that. Here's to hoping. They're also adding the game's first throwing knife. And listen, I'm excited, okay? But I'm also very skeptical of its potential. I was really hyped about the exploding crossbow when it was announced, but I did question its potential, and it turned out my skepticism was right. Looking at this throwing knife, I genuinely can't wait to try it out, but it does make me wonder. It's probably not going to be very efficient, right? I mean, it'll look cool as shit, but I mean, it'll at most kill one medium armored unit at a time, right? I mean, it's not like we can expect this knife to be able to kill chargers or bile titans or hulks or even armored units or whatever. I'm genuinely curious to see how they're going to try to make this throwing knife relevant, or if it'll just be that type of thing that it's like cool to use, but it's probably not a good idea if you want the best in slot. Maybe they could give us like a bunch of knives, like let's say like a dozen knives, and that could be worth it. I don't know, and I can't wait to find out. Now that's all that was pretty clearly shown on the trailer, but there were other announcements made outside of the trailer, so let's take a look at that. First, the armor sets. We're going to be getting both a light armor set as well as a heavy armor set. No medium ones this time around, and both of them feature the new Peak Physique passive, improving melee damage and weapon handling. Now here's what excites me about this passive. The developers have shown interest in melee weapons before through Discord as well as Twitter, and to me, this new armor set is the first step in the direction of melee weapons. As it stands out, our only melee option is of course hitting them with our guns, and that only does 50 damage if I'm not mistaken. Which for reference, a Hive Guard for example will have 500 health, so it'll take you about 10 hits to kill them that way. Which obviously, it's not a good idea. So personally, I'd expect this new armor passive to at least like double our current melee damage, although that might be a bit too much if they add melee weapons in the near future. Once I found out exactly how much this new armor passive buffs our melee damage, I'll let you guys know. We're also going to be getting a new booster called the Experimental Infusion, which states the stims will also boost movement speed and reduce damage taken for a short time. Honestly, that sounds great. Depending how much of a movement speed we're talking about here and how long that reduced damage taken actually lasts, it may finally dethrone the stamina enhancement as the best booster in the game against Terminids. Once we find those exact numbers for these ones, I'll let you guys know. They also stated that based on our feedback, they're changing their approach to Warbonds, and as they stated, firstly, we're slowing down the pace we release Warbonds to allow a little bit more time to polish them. We'll confirm what that new time frame will be in the future. And lastly, as you can see with Viper Commandos, we're experimenting with Warbond item arrangement to make room for new types, customization, and higher quality armors, weapons, all with stronger theming. Now, what they mean by that is on this new Warbond, we're getting 2 less weapons than we usually get, going from 4 weapons to 2, and we're only getting 2 armor sets compared with the usual 3. And I'll be transparent here about my thoughts. I worry a little bit about that. Now, why is that? So we're getting 2 less weapons and 1 less armor set, so as to make space for skins for customization. I'm okay with that. If they manage to pull off 2 meaty weapons and 2 meaty armor sets, we're looking quite good. But what worries me is combining the decrease of weapons and armor sets with the delayed Warbond releases. So not only are we likely going to be getting less weapons per Warbond so as to make space for skins and allow them to give the weapons more focus, but we're also going to be getting them less frequently as well. You see where I'm going with this? I feel like one or the other is okay, but the 2 of them combined worry me a little bit. Now, I'm not saying it's objectively bad. I have no clue. I'm just stating a worry of mine. One quick solution I can see for this is maybe adding a 4th page to the Warbond so as to give space to fit in as many skins as they want. Because also, in terms of like customization, it makes me wonder. Let's say if they bring the Warbonds down to once every 2 months. Only once every 2 months we'll get a skin for our exosuits? After like 6 months from now, we'll have like 3 different skins to choose from. So I wonder what the move is here on that end. I'm guessing we're going to be seeing skins through the Superstore rather than Warbonds. And maybe the Warbonds will have like premium skins type of thing. I'm not sure, but these are my concerns as well as my thoughts. Overall, I'm extremely excited. The developers have already announced that next week there will be a big balance patch as well, buffing a lot of weapons, which I'd expect it to be released together with this Warbond. I'll be covering all the new releases extensively one by one, as well as all the changes that will come with the balance changes, so stay tuned for that. Thank you Helldivers for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace!